Welcome back. This is UBG Bytes. Today, we're doing a deep dive into some pretty important shifts in macOS security. We're focusing specifically on TCC, that's the Transparency, Consent, and Control Framework.
That's right.
Our mission really is to unpack what the latest changes mean for you, the security professionals listening, look at the system security implications, and maybe think about how attackers are viewing this.
Yeah, TCC is, well, it's fundamental to macOS privacy. Super important. It basically controls which apps get access to sensitive stuff.
Yeah.
Your camera, microphone, contacts, location, that sort of thing.
Right, those permissions we all see pop up. When an app wants access, TCC handles that prompt, asking you, the user, to say yes or no.
Exactly. It's all about giving the user visibility, transparency, and the actual control over their data access. Been around for a while, core security feature.
Okay, but monitoring changes to those permissions, especially when a user manually approves something in system settings, that used to be kind of messy, right? Like digging through logs.
Oh, definitely messy.
Yeah.
You didn't have a nice, clean, structured way for security tools to know, hey, this permission just changed. It was often reactive log parsing.
Which isn't great for real-time detection.
Not at all. But that's where the big update in macOS 15.4 comes in. Apple added a new endpoint security event, isEvent type notifier cmodify.
Ah, okay. So this isn't just another log line somewhere. It's a specific, dedicated notification for security tools.
Precisely. It uses the endpoint security framework, which many EDR and security tools already plug into. It gives them a direct feed of TCC permission changes, grants, modifications, even revocations.
So it shifts detection from digging through logs after the fact to seeing it happen.
You got it. Proactive event monitoring instead of reactive log sifting. It's a significant step up.
And what kind of information are we actually getting in this event? What does it tell you?
Quite a bit of useful stuff. You get the specific service involved, KTCC service camera, KTCC service microphone, things like that. You get the identity of the app, usually a bundle ID, so you know which app, and the update type was the permission just created, changed, or deleted.
Makes sense. I also saw mentions of instigator and responsible processes. What's the difference there?
Yeah, good question. That can be subtle. The instigator is the process that directly made the system call to change the TCC setting. The responsible process is typically the app the user was interacting with, the one that seemed to be asking or getting the permission change.
Ah, okay. So if I change it in system settings myself.
Right. The instigator might be a system process like security privacy extension.appx, but the responsible process listed would be the actual app whose permission you changed. Seeing both helps trace the action.
Got it. And it tells you the result, too, allowed or denied.
Yep, the final right, allowed or denied. And importantly, the reason. Like user said, if you did it manually in settings, that context is gold.
So flipping this around, what about attackers? A classic TCC bypass is just tricking the user into clicking allow, right?
Absolutely. And look, that tactic isn't going away completely. User consent is still powerful. If an attacker convinces a user, that's a high hurdle for tech controls alone.
But this new event makes that trickier to get away with unnoticed.
Much trickier. Because now, security tools can see that permission change happened almost instantly, and they see the context. Was it granted via system settings? Did an unusual process instigate it? It makes those social engineering wins much more visible.
So it's the classic security cat and mouse game again. Defenders get better visibility.
And attackers start looking for the next blind spot or a way around the new detection. We've seen it before, like with techniques to evade background task management, using things like cron jobs loaded via ad loads. They adapt.
Speaking of getting permissions, sometimes getting macOS to grant microphone access feels harder than getting my cat to let me actually work from home without sitting on the keyboard.
I think we've all been there. But seriously, this TCC event makes the detection part much stronger.
So for the folks listening, the InfoSec Pros Managing Macs, this isEvent, Notify Theus, Audify event, is a really valuable new data source for detections.
Definitely. You need to understand what data it provides and start thinking about how to integrate it into your monitoring and alerting. Look for unusual grants, grants by unexpected processes, that kind of thing.
And besides just watching the event stream, what else should people look into?
Well, knowing the current state is also key. So maybe dig into how you can query the TCC database directly on endpoints. Combine that current state audit with the real-time event monitoring from this new ES event. That gives you a really robust picture.
Right. So this update in 15.4, it's a solid improvement for technical detection against a common way attackers tried to bypass TCC. Better visibility is always good.
For sure.
But it does raise that bigger question, doesn't it? if the user can still be tricked into granting these powerful permissions? How far can technical controls alone really take us? And how critical does user education remain in this whole picture?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Technology helps, visibility helps immensely, but that human element is always going to be part of the equation.